Commander Zephyr floated in his crystal pod, watching the human ship crawl past his checkpoint. The ugly metal box moved so slowly that he could count the rust spots on its hull. He shook his crystalline head in disgust. These humans were pathetic. Another colony ship, his assistant reported through the communication crystals. They want to go to Sector 7749. Says they need to build farms. Zephyr laughed, a sound like breaking glass. Sector 7749 was empty space filled with dead rocks and dying stars. No intelligent species wanted anything there. If the humans wanted to waste their time on worthless planets, let them. Let them pass, he said. Mark it as approved. The human captain appeared on his screen. She had the usual human look, soft pink skin, tiny black eyes, and that strange hair covering. Captain Sarah Martinez, the file said. She had been making these trips for 3 years now. Thank you for the permission, Commander, she said in broken galactic standard. We just want to grow food and mine rocks. Nothing else. Zephyr waved a crystal appendage. These humans always said the same thing. Food and rocks. They were too simple to want anything else. The great powers of the galaxy, the Vorthak Empire, the Ethereal Collective, and the Nexus Federation, all agreed that humans were useful only for hard work. They were strong and could survive in places that would kill more advanced beings, but they were not smart enough to be dangerous. After the human ship disappeared into jump space, Zephyr forgot about it. He had more important things to worry about. The Vorthak were expanding their borders again. The Ethereals were making new trade demands. The galaxy was full of real problems that needed real solutions. What he did not know was that Captain Martinez was smiling as her ship jumped to hyperspace. In the cargo hold, hidden under farming equipment, were the most advanced construction tools humanity had ever built. The farming colony she was going to establish would grow nothing but weapons. Far away in Sector 7749, on a planet that looked like a lifeless rock, millions of humans worked in underground cities. They had been there for 20 years, ever since the first mining expedition arrived. The planet's surface showed nothing but empty craters and dead soil. But deep underground, the humans had built factories that would make the galaxy tremble. Dr. James Chen stood in the main control room, watching displays that showed construction progress across 50 different worlds. Each world looked worthless from space, but each one was slowly becoming something that had never existed before, a planet-sized warship. How are we doing on Project Titan? He asked his assistant. 3 more months until we can install the main guns, she replied. The fusion reactors are already online. The gravity generators are working perfectly. Chen nodded. Project Titan was special even among their secret projects. From space, it looked like humans were building a research station on a small moon. In reality, they were turning the entire moon into a weapon that could destroy other moons. The humans had learned an important lesson 50 years ago when they first met the galaxy. Every alien species looked at them and saw weak, stupid animals. The aliens gave them small territories in empty space and treated them like pets. Some humans wanted to fight back immediately, but the smart ones had a different idea. If the galaxy thought humans were stupid, then humans would act stupid. If the galaxy thought humans were weak, then humans would appear weak. But secretly, they would become the strongest force the galaxy had ever seen. The plan started with the ancient ruins found in Earth's deepest oceans. The ruins contained technology that human scientists barely understood, but they learned to copy it. 0-point energy that could power cities, matter compression that could turn gas giants into solid metal, gravity manipulation that could move planets. Most importantly, they learned how to hide energy signatures. When human ships used advanced technology, alien sensors saw only primitive human engineering. When humans built massive construction projects, aliens saw only typical human waste and inefficiency. Captain Rodriguez commanded the construction ship New Hope as it approached what looked like an asteroid. The asteroid was actually a disguised factory that had been building starship components for 15 years. Her ship carried the final pieces needed to complete another planet killer. Docking successful, her pilot reported. All systems show normal human energy readings. Rodriguez smiled. The energy readings were fake, created by advanced holographic systems that the aliens could never detect. The real energy output of their construction projects would register as impossible on alien sensors. That was why the disguise worked so well. Deep in the asteroid factory, human workers assembled weapons that could crack worlds in half. The weapons looked nothing like traditional guns or missiles. They were based on principles that the galaxy's greatest scientists had never discovered. When completed, they would be installed in what appeared to be peaceful farming platforms. Admiral Catherine Stone reviewed the latest intelligence reports from across the galaxy. The reports came from human merchants, workers, and diplomats who traveled freely through alien space. Nobody watched them carefully because nobody considered them dangerous. "The Vorthak are getting nervous about our expansion," her intelligence chief reported. "They think we're using too many resources." "Good," Stone replied. "Let them think we're greedy and stupid." "What about the Nexus Federation?" "They're planning to set up monitoring stations near our territory. They want to make sure we're not building anything dangerous." Stone laughed. "Perfect. Make sure our fake energy readings are extra convincing. We want them to see exactly what they expect to see." The monitoring stations would indeed see human activity. They would see large construction projects, massive energy consumption, and typical human inefficiency. What they would not see was that every inefficient project was actually building weapons that could destroy their entire civilization. In a secret facility hidden inside what appeared to be a gas refinery, human engineers worked on their most ambitious project yet. They called it Terra's Hammer. From the outside, it looked like humans were trying to build an artificial planet for farming. The project seemed so wasteful and stupid that alien observers often used it as an example of human foolishness. The reality was very different. Terra's Hammer would be the size of a small planet, but it would move like a starship. Its weapons could destroy entire solar systems. Its defenses could stop any attack the galaxy could send against it. And it would be ready in less than 2 years. Dr. Sarah Kim stood in the observation deck of the secret facility, watching as massive construction robots assembled another section of the artificial planet's hull. The hull looked like ordinary metal to any scanner, but it was actually compressed matter harder than anything the galaxy had ever seen. "Status report," she requested. "Hull completion at 60%. Weapon systems at 40%. Drive systems at 70%. We're ahead of schedule." Kim nodded with satisfaction. Terra's Hammer was just one of 37 similar projects currently under construction. When they were all complete, humanity would have a fleet of planet-sized warships that could take on the entire galaxy. But the best part was that nobody suspected anything. The galaxy still saw humans as primitive workers who were useful only for mining and farming. They had no idea that the greatest military force in galactic history was being built right under their noses. The deception had worked perfectly for 50 years. Soon, it would be time to show the galaxy what humans could really do. Dr. Sarah Chen pressed her hand against the observation window and watched the final piece of armor slide into place. The object outside looked like a small moon covered in mining equipment. But Sarah knew the truth. Hidden beneath that fake surface was the most powerful weapon humanity had ever built. "Prometheus Station is now complete," her assistant announced. "All weapon systems are online and ready for testing." Sarah smiled. Prometheus Station could destroy a planet from 3 star systems away. Its main gun used technology that the galaxy's greatest scientists thought was impossible. But to any alien ship passing by, it looked like a simple human mining operation on a worthless rock. She walked to the central command center where holographic displays showed the status of dozens of similar projects. Each display showed what appeared to be a peaceful human colony or mining station. The reality was very different. Humanity had been building the largest military force in galactic history, and nobody had noticed. "Show me the status of Terra's Hammer," Sarah requested. A new display appeared, showing a massive artificial planet under construction. From the outside, it looked like humans were trying to terraform a dead world. Alien observers often laughed at the project, calling it another example of human stupidity and waste. They had no idea that Terra's Hammer contained a compressed neutronium core that could generate gravity fields strong enough to crush starships. They could not see the weapon systems hidden beneath the fake surface. They did not know that the entire planet could move faster than most warships. Captain Maria Santos commanded the construction fleet that was building Terra's Hammer. She stood on the bridge of her flagship, watching hundreds of construction ships work on the project. Each ship looked like a typical human vessel, slow, crude, and inefficient. But hidden inside their hulls was technology that could reshape matter at the atomic level. "How long until the gravity generators are ready?" she asked her chief engineer. "2 more weeks, Captain. Then we can test the planet's movement systems." Maria nodded. Terra's hammer would soon be able to fly through space like a giant starship. Its weapons could glass entire solar systems. Its defenses could stop any attack the known galaxy could launch. And from the outside, it would still look like a peaceful research colony. The genius of humanity's plan was not in building better weapons than their enemies. Many alien races had weapons that could destroy planets. The genius was in building weapons that nobody knew existed. Commander David Park reviewed intelligence reports from across human space. The reports came from human merchants, diplomats, and workers who traveled freely through alien territory. The aliens never suspected that these simple humans were actually highly trained intelligence agents. The Vorthak Empire is getting worried about our expansion, his intelligence chief reported. They think we're using too much energy for simple farming and mining. Perfect, David replied. What do their sensors show when they scan our projects? Exactly what we want them to see. Inefficient human technology wasting enormous amounts of energy. They think we're too stupid to build anything properly. David laughed. The fake energy readings were one of humanity's greatest achievements. When aliens scanned human installations, they saw energy signatures that matched primitive human technology. They had no idea that the real energy output was 1,000 times higher, hidden by advanced holographic systems. Dr. Jennifer Walsh worked in a laboratory hidden deep inside what appeared to be a food processing plant. The plant really did process food. The fake operations helped maintain the disguise. But in the secret levels far underground, human scientists worked on weapons that could rewrite the laws of physics. The quantum torpedo project is ready for field testing, she reported to her supervisor. Each torpedo can phase through any known defensive shield and detonate inside the target. How many can we produce? 5,000 per month once we bring all our hidden factories online. Jennifer smiled as she looked at the torpedo prototypes. Each one was the size of a small asteroid, but they could move through space faster than light itself. When they exploded, they would release energy equivalent to a dying star, and the best part was that alien sensors could not detect them until it was too late. Admiral Jackson reviewed the overall strategic situation from his command center on Luna. The moon looked normal from space, but humanity had been secretly hollowing it out for decades. Now it contained the most advanced military command center in the galaxy. Status report on all major projects, he requested. His aide brought up a holographic display showing human space. Dozens of red dots marked the locations of planet-sized weapons. Each dot represented firepower equivalent to an entire alien fleet. 17 fortress worlds are complete and ready for combat, the aide reported. 20 more will be ready within 6 months. All weapons have been tested and are functioning perfectly. Jackson nodded with satisfaction. Each fortress world was a masterpiece of military engineering. They looked like peaceful colonies from the outside, but they contained weapons that could fight entire alien empires. Some were disguised as farming platforms. Others appeared to be research stations or mining operations. All of them could reveal their true nature at a moment's notice. What about our mobile forces? Jackson asked. The planet ships are performing beyond expectations. Terra's hammer completed its first test flight last week. It can move faster than most alien cruisers while maintaining perfect disguise. Jackson smiled. The planet ships were humanity's ultimate achievement. Each one was the size of a world, but they could fly through space like normal starships. Their weapons could destroy anything the galaxy could build. Their defenses could survive attacks that would vaporize entire fleets. Lieutenant Commander Sarah Kim stood in the engineering section of New Berlin, a planet ship disguised as an agricultural research station. The ship was currently orbiting a real farming colony, helping to maintain the illusion that humans were only interested in growing food. All systems are running at optimal efficiency, her chief engineer reported. The fusion reactors are producing power equivalent to a small star. The gravity generators can create fields strong enough to tear apart asteroids. The main weapon array could crack a moon in half. Sarah looked out at the peaceful farming colony below. The farmers there had no idea they were living next to one of the most powerful weapons in the galaxy. They thought New Berlin was just another research station studying better ways to grow crops. The disguise was perfect. Alien ships passed by regularly, scanning New Berlin with their sensors. They saw exactly what they expected to see: inefficient human technology wasting energy on pointless research. They never detected the massive weapon systems hidden throughout the artificial planet. Dr. Michael Torres worked in a secret facility built inside an asteroid, that appeared to be a simple mining station. The facility really did mine metals. The mining operations helped maintain the disguise. But hidden in the asteroid's core, human engineers were building weapons that used principles of physics the galaxy had never discovered. "The gravity bomb project is ready for final testing," he reported. "Each bomb can create a localized gravity field strong enough to compress matter into neutronium. How many targets can one bomb affect? A single gravity bomb can destroy everything in a sphere 5,000 kilometers across. We've built 300 of them so far." Michael smiled as he looked at the gravity bomb prototypes. Each one was small enough to fit in a human hand, but they could create artificial black holes that would swallow entire fleets. The galaxy had never seen anything like them. The secret construction projects continued across dozens of star systems. In each system, humanity maintained the illusion of being simple farmers and miners, but beneath the surface, they were building weapons that would change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. Captain Elena Rodriguez commanded a transport ship carrying the final components for Project Ragnarok. The project appeared to be a deep space research station studying cosmic radiation. In reality, it was a weapon platform that could destroy stars. "Docking complete," her pilot reported. "All components have been delivered successfully." Elena watched as construction robots unloaded the final pieces of technology needed to complete Ragnarok. When the project was finished, humanity would be able to make stars explode on command. No alien empire would be able to threaten Earth ever again. The galaxy still saw humans as primitive workers who were barely intelligent enough to operate simple technology. They had no idea that humanity had secretly become the most powerful military force in known space. Soon, it would be time to show them the truth. Admiral Construct Omega-7 examined the sensor readings with growing irritation. The Nexus Federation had discovered valuable rare element deposits in what the humans called Kepler 442 system. The system belonged to the Federation by right of superior technology and galactic law, but the humans had built one of their pathetic mining colonies there first. 200 ships should be more than enough to remove these squatters, Omega-7 told his fleet commanders through the neural link. Intelligence reports show only a small mining operation protected by basic orbital platforms. The Federation fleet jumped into hyperspace, confident in their mission. They had done this many times before. Weak species often tried to claim territory that belonged to their betters. A show of force usually convinced them to leave peacefully. If not, the Federation had no problem using violence. When the fleet arrived at Kepler 442, Omega-7 sensors confirmed what intelligence had reported. The third planet showed signs of human mining activity. Several orbital platforms floated nearby, probably armed with primitive human weapons. The humans had also built what appeared to be a small research station on the planet's surface. "This is Admiral Construct Omega-7 of the Nexus Federation," he broadcast on all frequencies. "You are illegally occupying Federation territory. You have 1 hour to evacuate all personnel and equipment." The human response came from the surface installation. A woman's voice spoke in broken galactic standard. "This is Colonel Sarah Martinez of the Earth Colonial Defense Force. We have legal mining rights to this system. We will not abandon our colony." Omega-7 processed this information with mechanical precision. The humans were refusing to leave. This meant violence would be necessary. He felt no emotion about this. Federation constructs were designed to eliminate emotional inefficiency. "Begin attack pattern Alpha," he ordered his fleet. "Destroy the orbital platforms first, then target the surface installation. Minimal casualties if possible. We may need human workers for the mining operation." The Federation fleet moved into attack formation. Each ship was a masterpiece of advanced engineering, equipped with weapons that could vaporize asteroids and shields that could deflect almost any attack. They had fought and defeated dozens of alien species. Primitive humans would pose no challenge. But as the first Federation ships opened fire, something impossible happened. The orbital platforms suddenly shed their outer shells like insects molting. Underneath the crude disguises were structures that hurt to look at directly, crystalline forms that seemed to bend space around themselves. The mining equipment on the planet's surface unfolded into massive weapon arrays that emerged from hidden underground bunkers. And then the planet itself began to move. "Impossible," Omega-7 transmitted as his sensors tried to process what they were seeing. "Planets do not move. This violates all known laws of physics." The planet? No. The artificial construct that had been disguised as a planet rotated to bring its main weapon systems to bear on the Federation fleet. Energy readings spiked to levels that Omega-7's computers insisted were impossible. No technology in the known galaxy could generate that much power. The first shots from the hidden human weapons arrived faster than light itself. Federation shields designed to stop the most advanced alien weapons simply ceased to exist when the human energy beams touched them. The ships behind the shields followed moments later, their molecular structure unraveling at the quantum level. All ships evasive maneuvers, Omega-7 ordered, but it was already too late. The human weapons fired again and again, each shot destroying multiple Federation vessels. The flagship Eternal Logic, pride of the Federation fleet, tried to return fire. Its quantum torpedoes and plasma cannons struck the human planet ship directly. The weapons that could destroy cities had no visible effect on the human construct. The attack simply vanished into energy absorption fields that the Federation had never seen before. Target their main weapon array, Omega-7 commanded desperately. Concentrate all firepower on Aurora. A beam of pure annihilation struck the Eternal Logic. Omega-7 had 1 microsecond to process the sensation of his mechanical body being dissolved at the atomic level. Then there was nothing. The battle lasted exactly 5 minutes and 43 seconds. When it ended, 200 Federation warships had been reduced to their component atoms. The human planet ship hung in space exactly where it had been before, showing no damage from the Federation attack. Colonel Martinez stood in the command center deep inside the planet ship, watching displays that showed empty space where the Federation fleet had been. Around her, human technicians monitored weapon systems that were already powering down to standby mode. "Send a message to Earth Command," she ordered. "Operation First Contact is complete. All enemy vessels destroyed. No damage to our forces. We are ready for Phase 2. Across the galaxy, similar messages began arriving at hidden human command centers. The secret was out. Humanity had revealed its true military power, and the galaxy would never be the same. On the Vorthak homeworld, Empress Zaraka felt her crystal body crack with stress as the reports arrived. An entire Federation fleet destroyed by a single human installation, weapons that ignored shields and armor. "A planet that moved like a starship, how is this possible?" she demanded of her military advisors. "Our intelligence report said the humans were primitives. They barely have faster-than-light travel." "Your Majesty," her chief advisor replied carefully, "it appears our intelligence was incorrect. The humans have been deceiving us for decades." Similar scenes played out across every major alien power. The ethereal collective's gas cloud forms writhed in confusion and fear. The crystalline hegemony's living crystal network sparked with overloaded information. Even the ancient machine intelligences of the digital empire found their calculations failing to explain what had happened. Emergency. Sessions convened in the Galactic Council chambers on Nexus Prime. Representatives from every major power gathered to discuss the human problem. The chamber filled with the sounds of a dozen different alien languages all saying the same thing in different ways. How did we not see this coming? Chancellor Vex 9 of the Digital Empire spoke first, his mechanical voice echoing through the chamber. "Analysis of combat data indicates human weapons operate on principles unknown to galactic science. Their energy output exceeds theoretical maximums by several orders of magnitude. The Federation fleet was completely destroyed," added Admiral Cathera of the Ethereal Collective, her gas form shimmering with agitation. 200 ships with full crews. The humans showed no mercy. Empress Zaraka's crystal form pulsed with angry red light. "They have been planning this for decades. Every mining colony, every research station, every pathetic human installation we ignored, they were all part of this deception." The council chamber fell silent as the representatives processed this information. For 50 years, they had treated humanity as a minor irritation. The humans were useful for manual labor and mining operations, but they posed no threat to the established order of the galaxy. Now they discovered that every human installation in space was potentially a hidden weapon platform. Every human colony might be a disguised fortress. Every human ship could be carrying technology that made their own weapons look like primitive clubs. "We need more information," Chancellor Vex 9 announced. "Deploy probe ships to scan all human territories. Full sensor sweeps of every installation. The probe ships launched within hours, equipped with the most advanced sensors the galaxy could build. They approached human space carefully, expecting to find evidence of the hidden weapons that had destroyed the Federation fleet. What they found was even more terrifying. Every human colony, mining station, and research platform they scanned showed the same pattern. On the surface, primitive human technology and simple industrial operations. But underneath, hidden by sensor-blocking fields the galaxy had never seen before, were weapons that could destroy fleets. The humans had not built a few hidden weapons. They had militarized their entire civilization. Every human installation in space was a potential threat to galactic security. Dr. Sarah Chen watched the alien probe ships from the command center of Prometheus Station. The probes were trying their best to scan human installations, but their sensors could only detect what humanity wanted them to see. "Should we reveal more of our capabilities?" her assistant asked. "Let them see the full extent of our preparations?" Sarah shook her head. "Not yet. Let them discover our strength gradually. Fear is more effective when it builds slowly." She looked at the displays showing human space. 17 fortress worlds were now active and ready for combat. 37 planet ships were moving into position throughout the galaxy. Thousands of smaller weapon platforms had dropped their disguises and stood ready for battle. The galaxy was about to learn what happened when you underestimated humanity for 50 years. The first strike had been just a warning. If the aliens wanted a real war, humanity was ready to give them one they would never forget. The emergency session of the Galactic Council had been going for 6 hours. In the Great Crystal Chamber on Nexus Prime, representatives from every major power argued, shouted, and threatened each other in a dozen different languages. But they all agreed on one thing: the humans had to be stopped. Empress Zara Ka of the Vorthok Empire stood at the center of the chamber, her crystalline form crackling with angry energy. "The humans have made fools of us all," she declared. "For 50 years we treated them like pets. Now we discover they have been building weapons that could destroy our entire civilization. The probe ship data is conclusive," added Chancellor Vex 9 of the Digital Empire. "Every human installation shows the same pattern. Primitive technology on the surface, advanced weapons hidden underneath. They have militarized their entire species." Admiral Cathara of the Ethereal Collective floated near the chamber's ceiling, her gas form pulsing with nervous energy. The Federation fleet was completely destroyed in minutes. 200 ships with full crews. The humans showed no mercy and took no prisoners. Around the chamber, representatives from dozens of smaller powers nodded in agreement. The destruction of the Federation fleet had sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. If the humans could destroy 200 advanced warships so easily, what else were they capable of? "We must act immediately," Empress Zaraka continued. "Every moment we delay gives the humans more time to prepare their defenses. We must assemble the largest fleet in galactic history and end this threat before it grows any stronger." The vote was unanimous. Every major power agreed to contribute ships to the coalition fleet. Even ancient enemies put aside their differences to face the human threat. Within days, over 3,000 warships from across the galaxy began gathering at the staging point near Earth's solar system. Admiral Thex Prime of the Vorthak Empire commanded the coalition fleet from his flagship Crystal Destiny. The ship was a masterpiece of alien engineering, equipped with weapons that could crack planets and shields that had never been breached in 300 years of warfare. "Scan results coming in from the human home system," his tactical officer reported. "The readings are unusual." Thex Prime studied the sensor data with growing concern. The asteroid belt around Earth Star had been completely restructured. What had once been random rocks floating in space now formed geometric patterns that made his tactical computers issue warnings about unknown weapons systems. "What about the fourth planet?" he asked. "Mars? The surface appears to have been extensively modified. We're detecting massive underground structures, but our sensors cannot penetrate the shielding. Energy readings suggest industrial operations on a scale we've never seen before." Thex Prime felt his crystal body begin to crack with stress. The human home system had been transformed into something his military advisors could not even classify. Every planet, moon, and asteroid had been turned into a potential weapons platform. And Earth itself? Heavily shielded. "We can detect the planet's basic outline, but nothing else. Whatever the humans have built there, they don't want us to see it." The Coalition fleet moved into formation outside Earth's solar system, 3,000 ships from every major galactic power, carrying enough firepower to sterilize entire worlds. It was the largest military force ever assembled in galactic history. Ambassador Elena Rodriguez received the Coalition fleet's message in her office on Luna. The moon had been humanity's secret command center for decades, hidden beneath fake mining operations and research stations. Now it was time to reveal the truth. The Coalition demands our immediate surrender, her communications officer reported. They want us to disarm all weapons and submit to galactic authority. Elena smiled as she looked at the displays showing the Coalition fleet. 3,000 ships looked impressive, but humanity had been preparing for this moment for 50 years. The aliens were about to learn what human ingenuity could accomplish when properly motivated. Open a channel to the Coalition fleet, she ordered. It's time for them to meet the real humanity. The holographic transmission reached every ship in the Coalition fleet simultaneously. Elena Rodriguez appeared before thousands of alien commanders, her image crystal clear despite the distance. I am Ambassador Elena Rodriguez speaking for the United Earth Defense Force, she began. You have demanded our surrender. We decline. Angry voices erupted across the Coalition communication channels. How dare these primitive humans refuse the combined might of the galaxy? Elena continued speaking, her voice calm and confident. For 50 years you have treated humanity as a servant species. You gave us small territories and empty space and expected us to be grateful. You saw us as useful only for manual labor and dangerous mining operations. You are primitives, Empress Zaraka interrupted. Your technology is centuries behind ours. You have no right to refuse our authority. Our technology? Elena laughed. Admiral Thex Prime, please have your sensors scan the moon I'm standing on. Thex Prime ordered a detailed scan of Earth's moon. For a moment, his instruments showed the usual readings. A dead rock with some human mining equipment on the surface. Then something changed. The fake sensor readings that had hidden the truth for decades suddenly disappeared. The moon revealed its true nature. The entire celestial body had been hollowed out and converted into a weapons platform. Gun emplacements emerged from hidden bays across the lunar surface. Energy reactors that had been disguised as mining equipment suddenly showed their true power output. Impossible, Thex Prime whispered. The energy readings, they exceed our theoretical maximums by orders of magnitude. Elena's image smiled. This is just one of our installations. Would you like to see what we've built on Mars? The red planet suddenly dropped its disguise as well. The surface installations that had appeared to be simple terraforming equipment revealed themselves as massive weapon arrays. The planet itself began to move, rotating to bring its main guns to bear on the Coalition fleet. Mars is now in optimal firing position, Elena announced. Our weapons have a range of approximately 50 light-years. Your fleet is currently well within our effective engagement zone. Panic spread through the Coalition fleet as more and more human installations revealed their true nature. The asteroid belt unfolded into a maze of weapon platforms and defensive systems. Saturn's rings turned out to be camouflaged battle stations. Even Jupiter's moons showed signs of military fortification. This is your final warning, Elena continued. Leave the system immediately or face the consequences of your aggression. Admiral Kithara of the Ethereal Collective transmitted urgently to the fleet commanders. We should withdraw and reassess the situation. The humans clearly have capabilities we did not anticipate. But Empress Zaraka was too angry to think clearly.
No, we represent the combined power of the galaxy.
We will not be intimidated by upstart mammals. All ships prepare for combat, she ordered. Target the human moon. Show them the price of defying galactic authority. The Coalition fleet opened fire with everything they had. Plasma cannons, quantum torpedoes, and gravity bombs streaked toward Luna. Enough firepower to destroy a small planet struck the moon's surface in a coordinated barrage. The weapons simply vanished. Advanced energy absorption fields surrounded the moon like an invisible shell, converting the incoming attacks into power for Luna's own weapon systems. Thank you for the energy donation, Elena said politely. Now let us show you what real weapons look like. Luna's main gun fired once. The weapon used principles of physics that the galaxy's greatest scientists had never discovered. A beam of pure annihilation crossed the space between the moon and the Coalition fleet faster than the aliens could track. The beam struck Admiral Thex Prime's flagship dead center. The Crystal Destiny, pride of the Vorthak Empire, simply ceased to exist. One moment it was there, the next moment there was only empty space and scattered atoms. One ship destroyed, Elena announced. 2,999 remaining. Would you like us to continue the demonstration? The coalition fleet began immediate withdrawal procedures. Ships that had been preparing for glorious battle suddenly found themselves fleeing for their lives. The largest military force in galactic history was running away from a single human installation. But Elena was not finished. Since you seem determined to learn about human capabilities, let us provide a more complete education. Across the solar system, every human installation revealed its true nature simultaneously. Weapon platforms that had been disguised as research stations powered up their main guns. Battle stations hidden in asteroid fields dropped their camouflage. Planet-sized warships that had been pretending to be moons began moving under their own power. The coalition fleet's sensors went insane trying to process the information. Hundreds of weapon signatures appeared where there had been empty space. Energy readings spiked to levels that their instruments could not measure. The entire solar system had been turned into a fortress that could fight the entire galaxy. As you can see, Elena explained, we have not been idle during our 50 years of primitive development. Every human installation you ignored was actually a military project. Every mining operation you dismissed was building weapons. Every research station you laughed at was preparing for this day. Emperor Krixtal of the Hegemony transmitted desperately to his fleet commanders. Full retreat. All ships jumped to 6 months after the coalition fleet's humiliating retreat from the Sol system. The galaxy had changed in ways that no one could have predicted. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council on Nexus Prime looked different now. Where once there had been empty space in the center, a new seat had been installed. The seat was simple, made of Earth materials, and it commanded respect from every alien representative in the chamber. Ambassador Elena Rodriguez sat in that seat, representing humanity as an equal among the galaxy's great powers. Around her, beings who had once considered her species barely sentient now hung on her every word. The transformation was complete. Humanity had gone from servants to masters in the space of a single battle. The trade negotiations for the Vega sector are proceeding well, reported Chancellor Vex 9 of the Digital Empire. The humans have agreed to share mining rights in exchange for access to our quantum computer networks. Elena nodded politely. We appreciate the Digital Empire's cooperation. Our engineers are looking forward to studying your computational systems. What she did not mention was that human technology had already surpassed alien quantum computers by several generations. The trade was largely a gesture of goodwill, designed to help the galaxy adjust to the new reality of human dominance. Empress Zaraka of the Vorthak Empire spoke next, her crystal form glowing with barely controlled anxiety. The border disputes in the Rigel system have been resolved according to human recommendations. All Vorthak forces have withdrawn to the agreed boundaries. Elna smiled. Thank you, Empress. Humanity values peace and cooperation above all else. The truth was that humanity now had enough firepower to eliminate the Vorthak Empire in a matter of hours. The border disputes had been resolved because the Vorthak no longer dared to challenge human authority. But Elena preferred to let the aliens maintain their dignity while accepting the new order. Dr. Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the exploration vessel, New Horizons, watching as the ship approached an uncharted solar system near the galactic rim. The vessel had once been called Terra's Hammer, one of humanity's planet-sized weapons of war. But now it served a different purpose, exploring the unknown regions of space that lay beyond the established galactic borders. Sensors detect 3 habitable worlds in this system, her science officer reported. No signs of intelligent life but extensive mineral deposits on the second planet. Sarah nodded. Begin preliminary surveys, and check for any signs of ancient technology. The ship's crew included not just humans but representatives from several alien species. Former enemies now worked alongside human scientists, all united by the desire to explore the mysteries of the universe. The transition had not been easy, but fear of human military power had motivated rapid cooperation. Commander Zix-7 of the Nexus Federation operated one of the ship's sensor arrays. 6 months ago, he had been preparing to fight humans to the death. Now he worked with them to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. The irony was not lost on him. Human technology continues to amaze me, he admitted to his human colleague. Our sensors can detect energy signatures at twice the range of our best Federation equipment. Dr. Martinez smiled. We learned a lot from studying ancient ruins on Earth. The technology. We found there opened up possibilities we never imagined. What she did not mention was that humanity had also learned to reverse engineer alien technology at an incredible rate. Every trade agreement, every scientific exchange, every diplomatic meeting gave human scientists new insights into galactic technology. Humanity was not just maintaining its technological lead, it was expanding it exponentially. Captain Maria Santos commanded the planet ship Olympus as it patrolled the border between human space and the ethereal collective. The massive vessel looked like a peaceful research station from the outside, but it contained enough firepower to devastate entire star systems. Long-range sensors detect an ethereal probe ship requesting permission to enter human space. Her tactical officer reported, "Grant permission," Maria ordered, "and extend an invitation for them to dock with our diplomatic station." The ethereal probe ship approached cautiously. Its crew knew they were dealing with beings who possessed weapons beyond their understanding. But they also knew that humans had proven to be reasonable negotiators when treated with proper respect. Admiral Cathera herself materialized on the diplomatic station, her gas form shimmering with nervous energy. "Captain Santos," she said in careful galactic standard, "the collective wishes to discuss the possibility of joint research into quantum physics." Maria smiled warmly. "We would be happy to collaborate with the collective. Our scientists have made some interesting discoveries that might benefit both our species." The joint research projects were already transforming galactic science. Human insights into zero-point energy and matter manipulation were revolutionizing alien technology. In return, alien knowledge of biological engineering and energy creatures was helping humanity develop new applications for their advanced physics. On Earth, President Williams reviewed reports from across human space. The planet that had once been dismissed as the home of primitive mammals was now the unofficial capital of the galaxy. Alien ambassadors waited weeks for audiences with human officials. Trade delegations offered incredible deals for access to human technology. The crystalline hegemony wants to establish a joint military academy, his chief advisor reported. They're offering to share their molecular engineering techniques in exchange for basic training in human military doctrine. Williams laughed. "Basic training? Do they have any idea what our advanced military capabilities look like?" The answer was no. Humanity had revealed only a tiny fraction of its true military power during the confrontation with the Coalition fleet. The planet ships that aliens had seen were impressive, but they were just the beginning. Hidden in the deep space between galaxies, human engineers were already working on projects that would make their current weapons look primitive. Dr. Jennifer Kim worked in one of these secret facilities, a massive construction project hidden in the void between the Milky Way and Andromeda galaxies. The project was so large that it would take light years to cross from one end to the other. "Project Genesis is proceeding ahead of schedule," she reported to Earth Command. "We should be ready for preliminary testing within 10 years. Project Genesis was humanity's next great leap forward, an artificial galaxy populated entirely by humans and their allies. When completed, it would contain billions of stars, trillions of planets, and weapons that could reshape the fundamental structure of reality itself. But that was still years in the future. For now, humanity was content to guide the existing galaxy toward a more peaceful and prosperous future. Ambassador Rodriguez concluded another successful day of diplomacy as the Galactic Council session ended. The aliens filed out of the chamber, each one carrying new trade agreements and cooperation treaties back to their homeworlds. The galaxy was learning to work together under human leadership. She walked to her private office and activated the secure communication system that connected her to human command centers across the galaxy. Dozens of faces appeared on the screen. Admirals, scientists, diplomats, and explorers all working to build humanity's galactic empire. "Status report from all sectors," she requested. "The Vorthak trade agreement has been finalized," reported the economic minister. "We now have access to their crystal-growing technology. The Nexus Federation has agreed to joint exploration missions," added the science advisor. "Our ships will have access to their star charts of the galactic core. Military situation remains stable," announced Admiral Jackson from his command center on Luna. All alien fleets are maintaining respectful distances from human territory. No signs of hostile activity. Elena nodded with satisfaction. The galaxy had accepted humanity's dominance with surprising grace. Fear of human weapons had certainly played a role, but the aliens were also beginning to see the benefits of human leadership. Trade was booming, scientific advancement was accelerating, and wars between alien species were becoming rare. "Any signs that our secret projects have been detected?" she asked. "Negative," replied the intelligence chief. "The aliens still have no idea about our deep space construction projects. They think what they've seen represents our full capabilities." Elena smiled. The galaxy thought it had seen the full extent of human power when Luna destroyed a single flagship. The aliens could not imagine the weapons that humanity was building in the dark spaces between stars. If they ever discovered the truth, their amazement would turn to absolute terror. But for now, the secret was safe. Humanity would continue to appear reasonable and benevolent, while secretly preparing for whatever challenges the future might bring. They had learned the value of appearing weak while growing strong. Now they were applying the same principle on a galactic scale. Captain Rodriguez concluded her shift aboard the exploration vessel Magellan as the ship completed its survey of another uncharted system. The vessel was one of hundreds now exploring the unknown regions of space, searching for new worlds to colonize and new resources to exploit. "Long-range sensors have detected something interesting in the next system,"